Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back. It's Travis here with JT Wealth. In today's video, I want to talk to you guys about the 4 best stocks you can buy in August, and they just happen to pay a dividend. So let's get into it. Alright, like I said, welcome back everybody. Thank you so much for checking out the channel. If you're new here, we appreciate you checking us out. Hopefully you find something of value here. And if you do, don't forget to please give us a big thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. I apologize as I was absent for the last 5 or 6 days. Julie and I went up to Sturgis, so we took the motorcycle from where we are in the Midwest up to Sturgis and back. It's about 2,000 miles over a 5 or 6 day period. We really had a lot of fun up there, but now it's back to work. And like I said in the intro, this is about 4 amazing stocks that you should be invested in August that also pay really good dividends. So I'm excited about this. I like to start the month off with a dividend video, so that's exactly what we're going to do today. And if you're new to the channel, also you should know we run a dividend portfolio series that we try to keep up to date at least once a month now, as we've kind of solidified the stocks that we hold there. But considering this is a dividend stock video, we want to let you know that the choice for portfolios is M1 Finance, at least for us, because it's the most simplified option. We can just set it and forget it, and it just keeps us on track with our goals for dividend investing. And it is really a very, very user-friendly platform. So if you're looking to start your own dividend portfolio, consider checking out the link in the description below to the M1 Finance app, which will allow you to set it up super easy. Okay, and as always, we like to bring you information from the professionals, not just our own opinion. So what we have here is an article that came out about the 5 best dividend stocks to buy in August. Now, I didn't necessarily agree with all of them, so I cut one of them out, and we've got the 4 best dividend stocks to buy in August. And an abridged version of what this little article here says is that basically the last 2 years we've had a lot of huge gains in the market, but that they may be harder to come by, which could hint to tougher scores in the months ahead, and signs that income-oriented dividend stocks may provide not just the stability you're looking for, but also a nice flow of cash, ensuring you keep that nest egg growing. So basically, if you're just trying to make sure you stay comfortable and avoid those high-risk stocks, here's some great plays for you. So the number 1 stock on today's list is EPR Properties, ticker EPR, and they were trading at about $48.70 when I took this image maybe an hour or so ago, okay? And EPR Properties on the TipRank site is showcasing a 5 rating or a hold, but look at that price target, guys. $53.80 in the next 12 months on average, which is over a 10% upside, and that's not including the dividend. So EPR Properties has a dividend yield of 5.7%, and they're the leading net lease real estate investment trust, meaning that it demands clients pay for ancillary expenses like maintenance or insurance on the properties while it just cashes the rent check. So it's not a shopping mall or a residential estate firm. However, it focuses on the out-of-home leisure and recreation experiences. So that includes movie theaters, beach resorts, and ski slopes across more than 40 states. And obviously with the overall easing of the pandemic and restrictions, they are seeing a huge recovery to its business compared with its performance last summer in the throes of the lockdown. Shares are up about 60% year to date, and EPR just resumed a 25-cent quarterly dividend in July. That bodes really well for both future performance and future dividends. And they happen to be a TipRank Smart Score of 10, or outperform, showing that they have an analyst consensus of hold, but blogger opinions are bullish. Hedge fund activity has increased. The TipRank's investor sentiment is very positive, up 22% in the last 7 days alone. News sentiment is also bullish, and technicals show positive. Now, I do want to highlight that fundamentals are slightly in the negative, but there's still a lot to like about EPR Properties. Number 2 on our list is a stock we have talked about extensively in our dividend portfolio, and that is Navient, ticker NAVI. And they were trading at $20.43 earlier this afternoon, and they have a moderate buy rating with 8 analyst ratings. We have an almost 7.4% upside in the next 12 months with a price target at $21.94 on the average. Now, Navi's dividend yield is sitting at 3.2%, which is very comfortable. And obviously, they're a student loan provider, and they're not exactly a popular stock a year or two ago because of the political discussions about student debt forgiveness, which were followed closely by fears of an economic downturn caused by the obvious pandemic that we've been dealing with, okay? But the financial firm's quarterly dividend of 16 cents went uninterrupted throughout the upheaval. And now, Navi stock is facing an uptrend, considering that both the economic and political outlook have improved. Shares are up an enormous 150% or so in the last 12 months, and it still offers a dividend that's more than twice the S&P 500, even after that huge run-up. Navi is a smart score of 10 or outperform on the TipRanks analyst overview. They've got a moderate buy for analyst ratings, very positive TipRanks investor sentiment. They are bullish on news sentiment and bullish on blogger opinion, with positive technicals showing strong momentum and increased hedge fund activity. I will note that insider activity does showcase about $225,000 worth of shares were sold in the last 3 months, but that is not a huge turnoff. Okay, our number 3 stock for today is Pfizer, ticker PFE. I'm sure this is a name you are all intimately familiar with over the last year and a half. They are trading at $45.65 in real time earlier this afternoon. They have 12 analyst ratings, giving them a current hold rating because the price target is a little bit on the downside, showcasing $44.36 on average in the next 12 months. Now, Pfizer has seen a pretty big jump up in the last year, so that could have something to do with the price target downside. However, Pfizer still has a dividend yield of 3.6%, and they are big pharma, okay? They're not going anywhere. They've outperformed the broader stock market slightly in 2021, continuing to ride high on its high-profile success from developing the effective vaccine, right? So given the risk posed by the variants of the disease, and along with continued push to vaccinate the world, many developed markets have gotten their shots, and investors could continue to see decent tailwind from that in regards to the PFE stock. On top of that, don't forget this $240 billion drug maker remains one of the most dominant healthcare companies on the planet and one of the most reliable dividend stocks out there, with an amazing streak of 330 consecutive quarterly dividend paid to its shareholders. Pfizer also has a smart score of 9, still an outperform. A little bit negative on the TipRanks investors, okay? They haven't done so well in the last 7 days. However, the blogger opinion is bullish, news sentiment is bullish, hedge fund activity has increased by 3.3 million shares in the last quarter alone, and the technicals are positive with 21.4% increase in the last 12 months. There has been some insider shares being sold, showcasing about 209,000 shares over the last 3 months. Okay, and lastly, our number 4 stock for today, Vistra Energy, ticker symbol VST, and they were trading at $18.89 earlier this afternoon. They have a strong buy rating with 8 analysts giving it a buy and a $23.14 12-month price target, which is a 22.5% upside from its price today. But on top of a possible 22% growth in the share appreciation, you also could get a dividend yield of 3.1% with VST. They're a Texas-based utility company and electricity provider, one of the most stable businesses on Wall Street. But VST also has modest growth potential as it operates in 6 of the 7 wholesale markets where utilities compete for customers, thanks to deregulation. Right now, it has nearly 5 million residential, commercial, and industrial connections in about 20 states. Additionally, it's announced construction of 1,600 megawatt per hour battery energy storage system in California, which has captivated its investors. Shares have underperformed year to date in 2021, but they're up 30% from their spring lows and continue to offer generous dividend on top of this short-term momentum. Are the third of 4 stocks showcasing a smart score off TipRanks site of 10 or outperform. The analyst rating gives it a strong buy. TipRanks investors are slightly negative here, down 12% in the last 7 days. Okay, I'm sorry, the last 30 days. But the blogger opinion is very bullish. So is the news sentiment, and hedge fund activity has increased significantly, up 621.4 thousand shares in the last quarter alone. The technicals are positive, and this is one where we have positive activity on the insider side, okay? 437,000 shares over the last 3 months bought up by company insiders. Now, on the fundamental side, we are looking at trailing 12-month losses on both return on equity and asset growth. So I do want to highlight that, but overall, it looks like a very strong company. All right, guys, so there you have it. Those are the stocks we're looking at for August with dividend potential, okay? And if you've made it this far, I want to remind you guys why dividends are so important to us. If you have tracked the S&P 500 since the late 1920s, you know that every year on average, the S&P 500 has grown by almost 12% when you include dividend reinvestment. However, if you remove dividend stocks and dividend reinvestment, the S&P 500 has only grown by about 8%. So you're losing 4% per year if you don't use dividend stocks and reinvest those dividends. Okay, so that's why we love using dividends to increase our portfolio and grow over the long term. All right, so let me know what you think about these 4 stocks in the comment section down below. Are you a dividend investor? Are you thinking about becoming a dividend investor? Let me know what you think down below. We always love hearing from you guys. Thank you so much for checking out today's video. If you haven't already, please give me a big thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much, guys, and until next time, bottoms up.